So this is June 26th, June 26th, 2022. Any questions? Did you meet that Acharya, Chaitanya about that? Great saintly person. Maybe you get inspired there. See, there's two types of guru. There's sadhana, guna guru, and there's vishesh guna guru. This is described in Hari Bhakti Vilas. In Hari Bhakti Vilas, second Vilas, there's sadhana guru lakshan. It's the guru with the ordinary lakshan. And vishesh guru lakshan. It's a special guru. It means born of Brahmin family, born of Vaishnava family from birth, and all that. That's the exceptional, best quality guru to get, among Gaudiyas. So he's a Gujarati Brahmin and senior person, famous Bhagavad Pracharak, famous speaker, and great Vaishnava Radharani family, Gujarati. So he's called Vishesh Lakshan Guru, exceptional guru. So you should definitely meet him. So any questions? Yeah. Go ahead.
I read in Radha Chandrika about the activities that are forbidden in Radha.
Activities are what?
Forbidden in Radha Bhakti, like meditating on Varka, Mudra, and I don't understand what are Nyasa. What is it? I don't understand.
What
Nyasa.
She's asking a question in Ragmarg. There's 5 things that are abandoned, which are actually done in Vaidhi Marg. We don't find it so much in our Gaudiya Vaisnava Sampradaya, people engaged in these activities, but they come under the categories of Vaidhi sadhana. One is the Hangropasana. Hangropasana means to meditate or think that I'm Bhagavan. This is also the limit of bhakti. You can think I'm Bhagavan, I'm like Krishna, I want to become like Krishna. It's not like Mayavad, but it's called Hangropasana. So that's not even done anywhere. And the second one is Dwarka Dhyan, to meditate on Krishna's pastimes in Dwarka. We don't even think about it, we don't ever do it. And the third one is Mahishi Puja. You're supposed to worship the queens of Dwarka, the 8 Astamahishis, the 8 queens of Dwarka. Rukmini, Satyabhama, Mitravinda, Satyam, Kalindi. There's 8 major queens in Dwarka. You're supposed to meditate on them and do puja to them every day. It's part of Vaidhi sadhana. In other words, worship the parikaras of Krishna in Dwarka. And the third one is mudras. Mudras are hand positions, mudras which are done in Vaidhi sadhana, especially in Archan Marg, in puja. And they do so many mantras when they make offerings and make bhog offerings and do artiks. They make different mudras for the pleasure of Krishna and to establish Mangal Vastu, to make some the situation auspicious, Mangal Vastu. Those are not done. Even some devotees like Mayapur, ISKCON, and some ISKCON devotees, they do it, but that's in Vaidhi Marg. We're talking about Raganuga Marg. These are given up in Raganuga Marg, but in Vaidhi Marg, there are many of them are practiced. And the other one is Nyas. Nyas means you chant different names of Vishnu and you touch different parts of your body. You touch your right nostril, left with your samudra, you touch with your thumb and chant a mantra of Vishnu, right nostril, left, upper lip, lower lip, left ear, right eye, belly, right shoulder, left shoulder, belly button, like this. You touch different parts of your body and you chant a mantra. That's called Nyas. That's not done. These 5 things are given up in Ragmarg. And you never even did them anyway, so what are you worried about? And then you've been in this conference so many years. Did you ever do any of these things? No, never. Ever hear about anything? No, never.
I did because it was they teach me.
You did Nyas?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why you sadhana to do Nyas and mudras and stuff like that. I was also in ISKCON as a majority, 77 to 81 in Berkeley. Radha Krishna Murtis, Radha Gopal, and we were trained to do mudras and yaps. But that's drug mark, we don't do that. Gopis do have so many mudras when they dance in Rasa. So we try to learn those mudras and when we go to the spiritual world, so we can dance alongside the gopis and the rasa dance. The right mudras. Yeah. Well, I don't want to make it sorry over that. But anyway, it's interesting to note in that same discussion about Bhakti Sindhu, Rupa Goswami says, which many people say when you follow Rag Marg, you don't have to follow any rules, yama niyam. But it's quite opposite. People that follow Rag Marg, they follow more rules and regulations, more rules of purity and ashud vastra and shud vastra, and many things they learn from their guru and their parampara, their parivar. Many rules of ritual purity and mantra and many things they do. And so in that section where he's describing Raganuga Bhakti, he says the Raganuga Bhakti follows all the limbs, all the rules of Vaidhi sadhana except these 5. No mudra, no nyas, no dwarka mahishi puja, no dwarka lila dhyan, and like that. Hangrapasana. So we don't do any of that anyway. But anyway, that's important addendum to when you're discussing Raganuga Bhakti. Raganuga Bhakti means still you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, chant japa, go to Mangalarti, go to Sandhyarti, read Bhagavatam, study Bhagavatam, Satsang. All the Panchanga Bhaktis, all the Panchanga limbs of Bhakti you follow in Rag Marg, just like Vaidhi Marg. But the impetus, the driving factor for practice Rag Marg is Rag. You have some individual attraction, attachment to worship Krishna in Vrindavan, like one of the residents of Vrindavan, like Gopi Sakhas or Gopi Sakhis or Gopas, or Mother Yashoda. That's the broadband approach to Rag Bhakti, includes the 4 rasas of Braj. That's his Shakya, Vatsalya. But generally, Gaudiya Vaisnava is all over the place, all over the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. And Chaitanya Charitamrita Goswami books, it explains the Rag Marg is Gopi Bhav Angikar. You have to accept Gopi Bhav. Everywhere is Sakhi Bhav, Gopi Bhav. Sakhi Bhav, Manjris are Sakhis. They're one of the categories of Sakhis. There's Pran Sakhis and Nitya Sakhis. The sadhana sadhaks practicing Rag Marg and Manjri Bhav, they're aspiring to become Nitya Sakhis. The Pran Sakhis are Rupa Manjri, Rati Manjri, Nitya Parishats, Nitya Siddha, Ragadmika, we call it Ragadmikas. Nitya Siddha Ragadmikas are Braj, they're the Pran Sakhi, Pran Manjris. Pran Sakhis, Pran Manjris, or Nitya Sakhi, Nitya Manjris. Manjris are Nitya Sakhis. So we have to do everything, because people think Raganuga Bhakti means it's a license to do your own thing and be lazy and smoke pot and get up at 11 o'clock in the morning. That's all cheating. That's all bekar. That's all false. That's galak. It's false. That type of person is trying to cheat Krishna and cheat Guru and cheat the Guru Parampara. He'll get nowhere. It says in 16th chapter of Gita, verse 23, Yashastra Vidyam Utrija Vartate Gamakarata Nasasim Avavnati Nasasim Nasukam Navramgatim. If you don't follow scripture, you don't get a happiness, satisfaction, or supreme destination. 1623. In 1624 he says Shastram Pramanam. Shastram Pramanam. That we're supposed to follow Shastra. The evidence, the proof for our activities is Shastra. So is the Shastra is telling you to take bhang and get up at 11 o'clock in the morning? No. So you're out of it. Rupa Raghunatha Padi Abhi Akati. We have to be eager to follow Rupa Raghunath. And their Sadhguru is Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami, and their Siddharus is Rupa Manjri and Tasi Manjri. That's on the film, it's not on the tape.
Okay.
That's all 5 things, title of this whole section is 5 things to avoid in Rag Bhakti. Just put 5, make it more catchy. 5 no's in Rag Bhakti. 5 no's, N-O.
No.
Not no's.
No.
N-O-S. Maybe it's apostrophe, yes, also. I think it's a apostrophe, you know apostrophe? Like D-O-N apostrophe T.
Yeah.
It's a curvy line. So it should be no, N-O apostrophe S. 4 no's in Rag Bhakti.
4. Oh, 5. 4.
5. Yeah, right. Okay, let's go. What's the next question?
But even Achamana, like Nikeshwara Mahanidhi is always.
I didn't say Achman.
No, he's not.
We do Achman, of course.
Okay.
That's Nitya Kritya, that's daily practice. Before you chant Anik or before you chant Java, before you read Shastra. At least you should do some, it's a very preliminary Buddha Shuddhi, just to do Achman. Om Keshwaya Namo Madhvaya Namo Govindaya Namo. And meditate on your Sarup. You meditate your Manjari Sarup, that's a perfect Buddha Shuddhi, purifies. Because Buddha Shuddhi is to put you in a transcendental identity with a transcendental Rupam, Divya Rupam, Sarupam. So that's why in Rag Marg, the Buddha Shuddhi is meditate on your Manjari Sarup. That's a lokik, it's transcendental form, Divya Kalabram. Until then you just meditate generically, I'm Manjari Maid Radharani. I'm not Italian, I'm not woman, I'm not man. I have a spiritual body in Goloka Vrindavan, I'm Manjari Radharani. Your Teshri is Vishaka Saki, and my Mukha Manjari is Rati Manjari, Tulsi Manjari. If you're a Nityananda Bharava, you say your Teshri is Lita Saki, your Mukha Manjari is Rupa Manjari. Rupa Manjari is also the leading Manjari for everybody. She's also in her own jute, her own group. Question? No, that was it's on there. Question? Yeah, okay. Okay, I see now. Okay, yeah.
How to overcome to transcend mind when we read Kashnakali or some transcendental literature? I have experience when I read too much, it's the same book. At some point, mind thinks that he already reads this, so he don't want to read it again because he thinks that he already know. It means that it's mind control. So how to overcome this mind control?
The question is asked. I'm not sure I understood it all. But you're reading. I say you're reading specifically. You're reading Govinda Lilamrita. This is the primary shastra for us to call it.
Krishna Bhavanamrita.
You're reading Krishna Bhavanamrita. You read it a few times, and after 4 times, you feel, I read this already. I already know what's going to happen. I know what the next scene is, and so I'm not losing my taste for this. What should I do? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You should chant more Java. Because your antakaran, your mind and your antakaran is not pure. Because your mind and intelligence is pure. Every word is like Amrit. Every word of Shastra, Rasik Shastra, like Krishna Bhavanamrita, is Amrit. And it's always Navayovan, it's always fresh and new. So if it's not fresh and new, it's because your consciousness is becoming old and stale. Your consciousness, your chitta, your consciousness, your subconscious, chitta means your subconscious mind is becoming contaminated somehow or other. So I've been reading these same books for 35 years. Since I came in at 87, I got Govinda Lilamrita, Bhavanamrita. I'm reading them every day, and I don't ever get tired of reading them. I even record them all. I listen to them 100 times and 100 times again. So, we say, Rupa Goswami says, if one doesn't, the holy name is like sugar candy. But if you have jaundice, the liver disease or jaundice, then you taste everything. No, you have no taste. You lose the sense of taste. You can't taste sweet. You can't take anything. So what's the medicine for jaundice? Sugar cane, or rock candy. Because I had, when I was 17 years old, at Carmi in America, I got jaundice from some bad water or something. I don't know. So we had an old-fashioned doctor from Germany. He said, take jelly candies called chuckles. Chuckles like gumdrops or chewy gelatin type thing, all sprinkled with white sugar. And it tasted like rubber. I didn't have any taste. I was just chewing on these things. I tasted like rubber. My eyes are all yellow. My eyes are all yellow like you're sorry. Really yellow. My hands were all yellow. A heavy case. So the good deal was I got 2 months off of school. I just lying around my room sleeping all day. I was fun to avoid school, It was a nice school. But the medicine, so as I got healthy, I started to taste the sweet. So that's what Rupa Goswami used the analogy. The holy name is Madhuram Madhuram Etan Mangalam Mangalanam Sakrit Paragitam Heyanam Vad. It's Madhuram Madhuram Mangalam Mangalam. It's very sweet. They say sweet in the big eyes. It's very sweet. That's holy name. You say it's sweet, I feel like I have sawdust, a bunch of sawdust in my mouth, and I'm trying to chant. So when you chant Java, you should have glove joints in your mouth. How much you smile when you eat sweet. Your stomach smiles, your mind smiles, and your face smiles. Feel happy when you get sweets. When you get Corella, you frown, You get Corella or Shukta, you frown, you don't smile. Even when you see sweets, your eyes go like this. They're coming my way with that big pot of sweet rice. Hope they stop here. Oh yeah, okay. So jaundice, we can't taste the sweetness of name or Nam Rup Gunam Lila. When some people take darshan and takriti, they start crying. Do we do that? You ask yourself. Maybe not. I see in my own eyes, Vrindavan, you see many advanced devotees, sadhvis and sadhus. And sometimes when they're alone taking darshan, you see from the corner of your eyes, you can see they're crying. No one can notice. It's not a show. They can't control it because it's sattvic vikar. Sattvic vikar, it's a transformation of the body due to the prema and love for Krishna. They come before the Thakurji and they cry. It's not a show. They're not put on a show. There's no cameras filming it. No one's not holding a cell phone. Take it slowly. Oh, Mahabharata. Okay, got it. Oh, that's good. That's good, Mahabharata. Let me do another Mahabharata. Take a retake of that. That crying wasn't good enough. Krishna! A lot of fakes in the world, a lot of nakli sadhus. Kali Yuga. Asli sadhu bodh kame. Shud bhakti. Kali Yuga, Kali Prabhav. Jai Mahadev. Hari Katha, Babaji. Any next questions?
Next, yes, there is.
Okay, let's hear a next question.
Radha Maharaj, please, can you tell us more about the importance of Ananga Manjari in our life, and also about crystal foot bridge which extend from Mahajaknavima to the
The crystal foot bridge to Ananga Manjari's Kunj.
Yes, to Radha Kunda And what is the reason that her kunja in the center of Radha Kunda? What happening there? So first is like...
yeah, I got it. I
yeah,
got it. There's 4 things I can count to 4. I got that down. I learned that in school. 1, 2, 3. So, who is Nanga Manjari? She says, the question is, who is Nanga Manjari for us? And us, depends on who us is. If us is Nityananda Parivar, Nanga Manjari is very important, because Nanga Manjari is a Shakti of Balaram, and Gaura Nityananda Shakti is Janamata, and Janamata is Nanga Manjari. So she's, the Parivar, Nityananda Parivar ends with Nitai and Nanga Manjari, and Sadhya Guru is Nitai, is on the top of the Parivar, like we had Vaita Guru on top of the Parivar. And Sakhi Manjari, Guru Sakhi Manjari ends with the Nanga Manjari, and Nityananda Parivar. So she plays a key role there in terms of they get Nanga Manjari mantras and Nanga Manjari Gayatris, and Nityananda Parivar we don't get in the Vaita Parivar, but they get, and they chant, and she's an upasya. Upasya means an object of worship. They worship a Nanga Manjari, and they pray to her. She has a mantra. If you have an upasya, then you have to do upasana, and upasana means mantra. You have an Ishtadevata, if you have a worshipful object, worshipful person, Ishtadevata, need a mantra to worship that person. So they get their mantras and that. Nityananda Parivar to worship Nanga Manjari. She's of course Radharani's little sister. She's quite young. She's like 12 years old. Her name is Manjari, but she's a full Sakhi. In Radha Krishna Ganesh Shivika, Rupa Goswami describes Nanga Manjari, and certainly he knows who she is, but he's Rupa Manjari. He says she's a Rishta Sakhi. Her name is, she's a Rishta Sakhi, which means she's a Sakhi. She's not in the category of Manjari. Her name is Manjari. There's another Manjari called Kandharva Manjari. Kandharva Manjari is one of the Upasakis. There's Asasakis and Upasakis. Upasakis, one of them is Kandharva Manjari. So her name is Manjari, but she's a Upasaki. But Nanga Manjari, Radharani is 14 years, 2 months, and 15 days old. Nanga Manjari is a year or 2 younger, so she's quite young. So externally, it doesn't look very good that Krishna's going with such a young girl, because Nanga Manjari has a kunj. Because what if any Sakhi has a kunj for? A kunj is a place for entertaining Krishna and satisfying all his desires, especially his amorous desires. Amorous, loving desires to enjoy a lady in Madurai Rati, Shringar Rati. So Nanga Manjari's kunj is located right in the center of Radha Kunda. She's a younger sister of Radharani, and she entertains Krishna there. Even Krishna, Radharani encourages Radharani, go see Ananga, go see my little sister. And Krishna goes there into the kunj, and Nanga Manjari serves him in every possible way to satisfy Krishna's every wish and desire as a lover of Krishna. So she's not a Manjari as other Manjaris are. Her name is Manjari, but her role and function, her age is young, but some people will criticize, they say Krishna's a pedophile. Radharani is almost 15 years old. That's not so much pedophile. But Nanga Manjari is 12, I think. 12. I'm not sure. Someone said she's 12. She's quite young. So a 10-year-old girl, a full adult guy going with a 10-year-old girl, that's called pedophile. It's illegal. It's against the law for as well. So it wouldn't look very good for Krishna. But anyway, so to get to that kunj, you can take a boat. If they don't take a boat, there's a fancy crystal bridge. There's not much, I haven't read any shastras, much description about it. Maybe in some contemporary shastras by different Smarnanga Babajis, Nityananda Parivar, maybe they give more details. It just says there's a crystal bridge that goes from the north bank of Radha Kunda into the center of the Nanga Manjari's kunj, which is in the center of Radha Kunda. And it begins at Jana's Baitak. Jana's sitting place is where the crystal bridge is. Because Jana Mata came here 500 years ago, after Nityananda went to the spiritual world. She came to Rajmandal, and she sat under a tamal tree there. There's a tamal tree and another tree, 2 trees there. She sat under there and meditated on Krishna. First she meditated, Jana Mata meditated on her Srupa as an Angamanjari. Krishna, because there she is. She's at the gate. She's at the gate of the crystal bridge to her kunj in the middle of Radha Kunda. Because Jana Mata is an Angamanjari. So she's sitting there. This is my kunj is here in the center of this Radha Kunda. And I'm sitting right here. I'm at this first step of the crystal bridge going there. I'll meet Krishna. I'll hold his hand. I'll walk across this bridge with him and take him to my kunj. So while she was meditating, Nangamanjari was meditating like that. She'll meet Krishna there in her smar, in her meditation. She had a sporty, she had Sakshatkar darshan. She directly had darshan of Gopinath. She saw Gopinath. I think it's food. So Gopinath came and appeared under that tree. That's why it's a really special place. Because it's a bhajan stali. It's a bhajan stali of Jana Mata. And it's a prakat style of Gopinath, Bhagavan Gopinath. Gopinath manifests himself here to his great devotee, his eternal consort, Nangamanjari Janamata. Nangamanjari's kunj has many statues described. There's some brief description of the Limamrita about Nangamanjari's kunj. There's many different statues there. There's many carvings, exquisite artistic statues there. And it's very obvious, many fountains and statues. That's all I can say about Nangamanjari, her kunj, and her position. Nangamanjari ki jai. Right across the street we have Nitai Dham. There's a place in Nangamanjari, I think. Yeah, Murti of Nangamanjari there. You can see a Nangamanjari right across the street. There's Radha Krishna Nangamanjari. Lita also or Nangamanjari? Lita Saki Nangamanjari. Lita and Vishaka. And Ananga. Somebody listen, tell me. Tell in Hindi, they can understand, they'll tell me. Yeah, both. There's Radha and Krishna. Yeah, really mixed scene over there.
So Lalita Saki is Anand Manjari and Shaka Saki is Roop Manjari, according to Ananda's word.
Speak Maharaj, Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj.
Okay.
Right now.
He's saying I'm understanding Bengali.
That's what you need.
Environment Bengali.
All you need is Bengali, you got everything. Okay, thank you. So what else we have? What other question? Oh, you have another next question?
No. Thank you for answering.
Yeah. Yeah? No.
Not yet.
Okay. What else? Go ahead, what else? Yes.
And how to overcome desire for liberation. For example, sometimes I take bath in Radha Kunda and I only take liberation, like mukti. And after that I don't want to serve Krishna. So how to overcome this?
What is it?
Desire for liberation. How to
Overcome the desire for liberation.
Yeah, how to overcome desire for liberation.
Liberation or adoration?
liberation.
Liberation. Sometimes I take bath in Radha Kunda and get mukti, like result of take bath. And and this kind of mukti in which I lose my desire to serve Krishna.
That's what funny was. This is a wild one. Okay, this thing, I don't know what it's on. I can't tell what it's on at all. First is asking a question. I take bath in Radha Kunda, and while I take a bath, I have a sankalpa. Before I take snan, I have a sankalpa. Mukti chahiye. I want mukti. So how do I overcome? But if I get mukti, I lose the desire to serve Krishna. So how do I overcome this desire for mukti? Take more prasadam. Eat prasadam till you fall asleep.
Eat more prasadam.
Eat more prasadam till you fall asleep, and that's called pralaya. And pralaya, you don't have to worry about mukti anymore. Should I write it? Let's ask some sensible questions, please. Ganapati, what about Ganapati Baba? Ganapati. Yeah?
I was listening to a lecture, Maharaj,
Okay, good.
about a guru and a disciple relationship.
Yeah.
So there, guru should be treated like a god. Actually, he is God. If you treat him like a human being, then definitely you are at a great danger. That's what you are speaking
Yeah,
about.
hellish mentality.
Yeah.
There's two verses in Bhagavatam that describe the spirit transcends the definition of God, then it says, be careful, don't see him as a human. One is 7:15:26, the other is 11th canto, Acharya Mabhijanya. The Marcha Bhuja, if you're Buddhi, if you think he's a Marcha, you think your Guru is a. Because the reason, why do the verses say that? Why they say in 7th canto, chapter 15, verse 26, it says, yes, Sakshat Bhagavati. It's all about the 15 chapters, all about Guru. And it says, yes, Sakshat Bhagavati. The Guru is directly Bhagavan. He's directly Sri Krishna, Bhagavan Sri Krishna. But then it says, well, you should not think of him as human. So why is Sukadeva Goswami Vyasadeva even mentioned that we shouldn't think of the Guru as human? Because the Guru has a human side. He has a body. He took birth from a mother. And he eats and he goes to the bathroom and he sleeps and he gets sick and he wears glasses and maybe forgets a verse or two or stumbles. So he has a human side. But the Bhagavatam style, we ignore that. We don't see that. We just see the divine side. How he's bringing me to Krishna. He's reminding me of Krishna. He's teaching me about Krishna. And so that's what it's. Because on one side he's God in a human man or lady form. So we don't see the man or lady. We just see the godliness of the Guru. It's a fact, but we don't see that. Otherwise, you relativize the Guru. He's just like me. He gets a parking ticket if he doesn't. He parks in the wrong place. I rode the Guru. The cop stopped and gave him a speeding ticket. How's your Bhagavan? How's Bhagavan get a speeding ticket? There's a verse also in Puranas. It says the neighbor of Ramchandra may not think Ram's Bhagavan. He may make a complaint. Ram, your garbage is flying in my yard. He just thinks he's Ram. I live next to a guy named Ramchandra. Because he doesn't think he's Bhagavan. He just thinks your next door neighbor is Ram. There's this thing like that. You think he's an ordinary person, but he's Bhagavan. The biggest problem with spiritual life is aparad. And one of the aparads is Guru Avagya. To disregard the Guru, to relativize the Guru, to ignore the Guru. That's the biggest problem. Generally what happens, especially after people get Diksha, before Diksha, people are very enthusiastic, very submissive, very surrendered, very enthusiastic. After they get diksha, they get lazy. And I'm cool. I made it. I have a proper guru and a good sampradaya, a good parivar. I'm doing my bhajan. I got these cool mantras, and you know. And then what Krishna, they become envious of the guru. There's a verse in the 10th canto that says, Sani Nikarshan, which means familiarity. It even says in the Bhagavatam 10th canto, familiarity breeds contempt. You get, he's not a big thing. He's not a big thing. You have to always read about Guru Tattva and read the verse about Guru Mahima. There's a whole Gita called Ruja Gita. No. It's not called Ruja Gita. It's not called Ruja Gita. Ruja Gita is 4th canto, chapter 24. But there's teachings on Guru Tattva by Shiva. Shiva taught about Guru Tattva, and there's a very nice verse about Guru Tattva. And I've written so many things about Guru Tattva. So we always have to hear about the Mahima Guru, otherwise, this is one thing that happens usually after dicks, people become envious of Guru. I don't know so much, you know, I know a lot. But the thing is, the Guru has been chosen by Guru and Guru Prabhupada has been chosen by Guru to liberate people from birth and death. This verse from the Guru Astakam by Vishnu Chakravarti, Sakshat Daritve Nasamasa Shastra, is directly from the Bhagavatam. Sakshat Hari, in the Bhagavatam 7:15-26 says, yes, Sakshat Bhagavati. So even the Shikshastra, the Guru Astakam is teaching us the identity of Guru. Yeah, there's one other verse that says, Yo Mantra Guru, Bhagavan Hari. The mantra is the Guru and the Guru is Hari. So when you chant the Diksha mantra, the mantra is the Guru and the mantra is the Guru and the Guru is Hari. Yo Mantra, it's in Bhakti Sandara. So it says the Diksha mantra is the Guru and the Diksha mantra is also Hari. So they're one, Hari and Guru are one. As it's often said, as much as you worship and love Guru, that's how much you worship and love Krishna. For some people, they say, I'm really fixed on worshiping Krishna. Guru, he's there. You know. The Guru's there. But you won't go very far. The more love and worship you do a Guru, the more quicker your success is. And most people don't pick up that idea. Because of envy. Because Guru, we can see the Guru, we can touch the Guru, we can feel the Guru. Guru's before our eyes. Bhagavan's invisible. We can't see Bhagavan, just a Murti form, Giriraj form. But he seems like he's apricot. We can't see him. So he seems more majestic and more reverential and more worshipful because he's so intangible and unseen. So we tend to be more respectful, more worshipful. He's God, he's a great God. You know, Ishvara Parama Krishna. So we direct our worship to Arti and everything. But Guru. That's the biggest problem. The disciples, they don't have a proper mood of respect or worship or service towards Guru. Call you. Because Bhagavan Krishna brings that out in the jiva. He brings out awe and reverence and respect. But that's why the Bhagavatam twice says, don't see the material side of the Guru. You're gonna lose. It's gonna annihilate that vision, that vichar, that chakshus, that vichar, that vision will ruin your bhakti. Will block your bhakti from growing. It's very hard. He's just a guy. He's just a guy. It's like this Superman. The guy is a newspaper reporter. Clark Kent. He's just a newspaper reporter. Then he became Superman. So Guru looks like an ordinary Babaji sannyasi, brahmachari, but he's a Superman. time, you'll understand in time. If you have a guru, you'll understand how grand and great he or she is. No microphone, good show. Good volume, very loud recording. Guys are sleeping. Too hot. Keep the microphones here, I think, better. Keep the microphone.
Bring next time.
Better luck next time. No microphone, it's gonna be a good movie.
Before monkey took it, and that's why we started for today.
Monkey took the microphone.
Before.
No, that time monkey took microphone.
Oh yeah, you got a microphone, Leela.
Yes,
Now
I keep.
Kushal Bandar took it.
Yes, I gave them to keep it there, and then,
Oh, you didn't trust yourself?
today I forgot.
Acha.
Yeah, I decided don't take anymore, just.
You can leave it with me. Leave the microphones with me.
We keep this.
I'm bigger than any monkey.
Yes.
Next time we definitely.
I'm a Safed Bandur.
We keep this together, we stand.
What?
We keep in.
We stand.
No, keep it with me.
Okay.
So I may still
Okay.
in that room.
Like,
It's a little thing I put it there.
Yes.
I once had a beautiful ghee lamp from South India, real ornate, Panchapradeep. Big handle, it was about this big, really beautiful. I used it once a year for Guru Purnima to worship my Guru. I shaded it. And one time it was summertime, and we were having class in the basement because it was cool in the basement. And I didn't lock up the kitchen or anything. I didn't have any idea that kind of thing goes on with devotees. So I came up after class one day. I went to look. It was about a month before Guru Purnima, like now time. Where's that ghee lamp? I said, it's not here. Somebody stole it. From the ashram.
no.
Yeah. It happens. Any question? Where's the questions? Oh, some trees. Wow. Some trees. So how? Nice. Okay, Prashna. Baba.
In Believe the Spoons, there's a giant swing, and it says that Radha and Krishna is centered in the Astasakis, or around that. And then there's 16 assistant Sakis. Who are they? That's one swing.
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't say, but it's a pretty amazing swing. The Manjris work really hard to push it.
It's like 26 people on that swing.
Who's there? Who pushes it? Yeah, I don't know. That's something to meditate on. That's in Krishna, there's always interplay of Madhurya and Aishwarya. So sometimes there's Radha and Krishna, that's Madhurya, and sometimes there's 26 Sakis. There hasn't been any Sarkari, there's been no Sarkari for 2 days, our battery's dead, that's right. They've been reversed and running for 2 days. No fans. They say they're fixing it for a group for name or whatever. Every year there's no electricity for a week or 10 days. The inverter went dead, battery went dead. Questions? Ruski Wala. Okay, wait a second. Go ahead, Bola.
Saki, help me with translation.
Okay.
I have questions about our parampara of our acharyas, and I really feel this is very support bhajan, что эти ачарьи, что они помогают, и поэтому я хотела как бы узнать больше, несколько биографий читала, а мне хочется постоянно время, сложно запомнить, если ты не знаешь лично.
Roll it up.
Поэтому где прочитать, он отправил. Ну и самое главное, вот эти печали,
Everybody's working. No fan.
Battery low.
I know, battery's really low. 2D, no Sarkari. There's no charging. Yeah, you go whenever it goes. Battery totally empty. Now turn it off. Fine, go. You need some lights later also. Yeah, some fan, some Asli Hawa. Right on AC. RAC, right on AC. What about you? So what's the question?
The question is, our parampara, she helps a lot. It helps a lot in bhajan, in chanting, and she wants to know more about them, about all acharyas in parampara. But there are only few biographies where we can
I
read.
don't remember memories.
And it's difficult to remember because we don't know about them. That's why just name difficult. If you have association, you can.
There's nothing written about many of them. I wrote in that bhajan manual I give you a diksha. I wrote about my Gurudev and Param Gurudev Sangos, Snan Babaji, and Par Guru Siddhamana Das Babaji from Govinda Kund, and Nanda Gopal Goswami from Ishiguru. So that there's only something written about them. There's nothing written about the other ones. But just by remembering them and praying to them, they're not deaf. The Acharya, you're asking a question about when I remember the members of our parampara, Vaita Parivar, rather we should say. When I remember the members of Vaita Parivar, I feel support and strength in my bhajan. But can I learn more about them, their biographies? But only 4 or 5 of them there's anything written about. And other ones there's nothing written about. But what I'm saying is when you remember them and pray to them, they're not deaf. They're in the transcendental realm, they're in Goloka property. So they can hear your prayers, they can understand your thinking of them. And that's the whole principle of Pitri Puja. It's called Shrad. In Ashwin Maina Pitri Paksha. There's 2 weeks when you worship the Pitris, departed mother and father, ancestors. So they're on Pitri Loka waiting to get a proper body to go up to heaven or go down the hell or take rebirth in the earth planet. So you do puja, you do shrad, you do puja to your ancestors. And it's your sankalpa, your intention, your thoughts, your sankalpa is being transferred to them by feeding a crow, feeding an ant, feeding a cow, etc. So they're getting the benefit of your thoughts. They're getting the benefit of your puja and your thoughts and remembrance. They're getting benefit. They're getting something to eat, and they're getting promotion to a higher body or better position by your puja and remembrance. So the same thing. They're materialistic people, your ancestors. These are transcendental people. The members of the Parivar, the Guru Sakhi Parampara and the Guru Parampara, they're all transcendental persons. They all gone to Goloka Vrindavan, so they can understand your intentions and your prayers and reciprocate with you accordingly. That faith you have to have, and that's the fact. Just like Krishna hears your prayers and hears your aspirations, so do its associates. You read in that book I gave you? I read.
Yes, I read. And I won't remember all names by memory, but
Why not?
but I only read like.
Keep reading and you'll remember it after a couple of months.
I remember 4 which I read biography. I remember and very, but I want Hari Priya know about your Shambhi Naudini Goswami. But
Yeah, not much. I asked the same question when I grew up. There's 13 members in the Parampara, 14. There's only something known about 5 of them. So, top of the Parivar is Vaitacharya, and his biography is written in Vaita Prakash by Ishan Thakur. That's in Hindi and also in English. That's a really good book.
and before Advaitacharya also many.
But I've told devotees every day they should recite the names, they should recite and eventually memorize the names of the Parampara. Bhagavan Shri Krishna ki jai, Ramaji ki jai, Narada Muni ki jai, Vyasadeva ki jai, Madhavacharya ki jai, Madhavendra ki jai, Vaitacharya ki jai, Krishna Mishra ki jai.
Yes.
No.
Subhadra Goswami ki jai, Yadavendra Goswami ki jai, Malika Goswami ki jai, Kunjabihari Goswami ki jai, Hari Priya Goswami ki jai, Radhamala Goswami ki jai, Shami Dharani Goswami ki jai, Prabhupada Gopal Goswami ki jai, Sandas Babaji Maharaj ki jai, Siddhanta Babaji Maharaj ki jai, Pansi Krishna Babaji Maharaj ki jai. That's why every day when I wake up, I fold my hands, I recite the names of these gurus and Parampara.
And between Madhavacharya or Madhavendra Puri.
We just gonna jump over all those guys. I have on my paper the list of all the names are there. But the last one I say Madhavacharya, then I go down the bottom of the list.
I told you.
No.
It's on the list, Madhavacharya. Then it goes to all the disciples in the Madhva line. Then it's Madhavendra Puri. Then it's the Vaitacharya, and the other line, other column is the Vaitaparivar.
Means we remember Madhavacharya and after Madhavendra Puri.
Yeah.
Okay, it's easy.
That's the way. Not all those guys. There's not so many.
I really feeling this all Swami like support and bhajan. Before.
This is part of bhajan. You're supposed to recite the names of your Guru Parampara every day. Sakhi Parampara, you don't have Manjari Srup. So when you get Manjari Srup, you're supposed to recite the Sakhi names and the Sadhaka root. Part of bhajan.
And Siddha Manohar, Babaji, like, скажем, сколько Siddha Manohar,
Score.
Brackets.
Right.
Yeah, because Sanatana Goswami, his Diksha Guru is Nanda Gopal Goswami. He took extra mantras from Siddha Maharaj because he served them in Govinda Kund. So Siddha Maharaj has like 2 gurus. His Diksha Guru, Diksha Brahmana goes to Prabhupada Gopal. But his Bhajan Guru is Siddha Maharaj. We gave him Panchatattva mantra, Radharani mantra, etc. The Diksha mantra is Gopal mantra, Kamgaji. This is in Hari Bhakti Vilas. The Kamgaji is described also in Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 24. Madhya. So these are the proper Diksha mantras in Gaudiya Sampradaya. The other mantras have been added 1800s, 1900s. Different Parivars added mantras. Most every Parivar added Panchatattva mantras and etc. Nanga mantras. Different mantras have been added. But they're not mentioned in Hari Bhakti Vilas. They're not exactly Diksha mantras. They're supplementary mantras. They augment and increase our remembrance of those personalities and our worship of them. The actual Diksha mantras are Gopal mantra and Kamgaji. Gopal mantras, these are all eternal mantras. Gopal mantra and Gayatri are eternal mantras worshiping Krishna and Radharani and Gaudiya Vaisnava. Rama got 18 syllable Gopal mantra from the beginning of creation. Each mantra. Panchasara mantras are new. 1890, 1900 they introduced. They weren't hardly there. Maybe Vishnupriya was chanting some mantra and she went on the same as chanting some Gaur mantra or something. But as Nityananda Prabhupada, it was only in the 18th century, 1850, 1860. This is mentioned in a Bengali book by Anantadas Pandit. Anantadas Babaji Maharaj wrote a Bengali book about the history and the history of the Mahants of Radha Kunda. It's in Bengali. In that book on page 136, or somewhere in Bengali, it describes there was a controversy because some of the Bengali Babas, they started chanting Gaur mantras. But it was a small handful. They were like renegades. They were living in Newtown Gera. And all the other Babajis, no one was chanting Gaur mantras. So Anantadas, Narahari Das Baba, he was the Mahant of Radha Kunda at the time. He called a meeting of all the Babajis from Vrindavan and Radha Kunda. What to do? This small group, starting chanting Gaur mantras and these other mantras. What should we do? And they had to say, okay, we'll chant them too. So that's when they added. It's right there in the Bengali book by Anantadas Pandit. So Anantadas Baba was asked by Madhavananda Das, one of his devotees, disciples from Finland who since left Blue, whatever. This was like 15 years ago. He was asked, what's the value of these Panchasara mantras? Because they're just newly introduced, they're not eternal mantras, not mentioned. And Anantadas Babaji said they're supplementary, they enhance our worship of Panchasara. But he admitted that the Diksha mantras are Gopal mantra and Gayatri. There are some branches of Nityananda Prabhupada, they only chant Gopal mantra and Gayatri. They didn't follow this way. Most everybody took them over. They accepted them, took them over into their line. We have. Because you the Nam Rup Gun Lila, they're all the transcendental. The name of Nityananda is you chant Nityananda all day, you go back to Godhead. That's the name of Bhagavan. Balaram Nitai. Some other questions?
I have some questions.
Okay, here we go. That wasn't recorded either. I'm not recording too much. Sorry. Okay. All right.
When Radharani hear Krishna's flute in some days, and she's so hurried that she put her belt, like her necklace, and all mess, like earrings. I don't remember all details, but everything.
Upside down, topsy-turvy dressing.
Yes, and Manjari, when they see it, do they try to change it on the way when she's running to Krishna, or they just leave it like this, and then does Radharani chastise them? They didn't help her, or they just all laughing that Radharani.
Yeah, someone's asking a question that's described that when Krishna plays the flute and calls Radharani's personal name and it's Murali, he invites her to the rasa dancer to the Kunja Lila and Ratri Lila at night 10:48 to 3:36. Even before that, in Pradosh Lila, 8:36 to 10:48, Krishna goes out and starts playing his flute to call Radharani. So she even goes out before Ratri Lila leaves her house. And she's in such a hurry to meet Krishna, and so much her Kanti Tabhav, that she dresses upside down. So she puts her choli on her, she puts her waist belts on her ankles. That's pretty wild. Puts her waist belts on her ankles, puts kajal on one eye, puts lipstick on the top of the lips, puts one earring on, and all half dressed and all upside down crazy. And not only Radharani, it's described everywhere. If you read in the 10th canto, when Krishna entered Mathura, chapter 40, 10th canto, chapter 40, 41, or whatever, I think chapter 40, Krishna enters Mathura, The Mathura Ramanis, when they heard, they said, Krishna Balaram walking down the street. Really? He said they were taking a bath, and they ran out of the bath. They just put a bathrobe on. They weren't even dressed. They just threw some towels over themselves. They ran out to see Krishna. Some were serving their husbands prasadam. They just dropped the prasadam on the table, ran out. Some were getting massaged. They were naked, getting massaged by their maidservants and dasis. They just jumped out and said, to see Krishna. They threw some cloth on their body, ran out. Oil on their body. Even it's not only gopis, even Mathura Ramanis. The ladies of Mathura went crazy because Krishna is so attractive. So Krishna means Sankarshan, heavy chumbak, heavy attraction, like a powerful magnet. So the question is asked, Radharani is all haphazardly dressed, half undressed. Well, don't the mantris stop her and say, wait a minute, let me put some kajal on. I got my cosmetic bag here. I have my extra kajal lipstick, this, that. Ladies have all their beauty kit when they show. Nail polish and this and that. Mirror and brush and all that stuff. So the mantris carry all that stuff for Radharani. So tell the mantris stop her and make her look perfect for Krishna. Like when they dress in the morning to go cook Krishna's breakfast, she's perfectly dressed. Every hair is in perfect position. Every single hair, everything's perfect. But this is not going to cook Krishna's breakfast. This is Avisar or Shringarati, Kunja Leela. It's not 7 o'clock in the morning when people are a little subject. It's 10:30 at night when people are really crazy, And the full moon is there and everything. It's like too crazy time. And Radharani's waiting all day, since morning cooking Krishna's breakfast. 7 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock at night. That's 12 hours. And 3 more hours is 10 o'clock. So he's waiting 15 hours to meet Krishna intimately and enjoy with him unrestrictedly for 6 hours. So she's really crazy. Love crazy. So no, the answer is no, the mantris don't redress Radharani. Radharani doesn't ask and doesn't stop. She is not even aware. She's so much framed Brahm, she doesn't even know what's going on. But there's part of Radharani knows what's going on. But she wants to get there because it gives Krishna a chance to serve her. She deliberately doesn't let the mantris don't interfere with her half-dressed condition, because they know that she wants Krishna to do it. And that gives the greatest pleasure to Krishna. The greatest pleasure Krishna can find is serving Radharani. That gives him the greatest pleasure. There's millions of times more pleasure in being a servant than there is in being served. That's why Krishna became Mahaprabhu. That he saw that Radharani was fully surrendered to and serving him, and she was relishing much more bliss than he was. There's a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita where it says, Krishna's pleasure comes in enjoying my body. My pleasure comes just by serving him. Krishna's like supreme male. He just wants to enjoy it. His pleasure comes from enjoying my body. My pleasure comes just by doing service to him, making him go out and cooking for him. This is different mentalities, different svabhavas of male, female. Radharani is so pure. So Radharani gets her like, Krishna, you have a kajal on. Where's the kajal? Give me a kajal. And Krishna makes the kajal, paints her lips, and so you have your choice on your ankles and everything. So it gives Krishna an opportunity to dress Radharani. Because often that happens in the Leela Govinda Leela Amrita. You can read after Ratiketa Leela, after they have intimate amorous exchanges in the flower bed, Radharani takes on one of her Nayaka Bhavas called Swadhina Bhatrika. Swadhina Bhatrika means controlling woman, where a woman controls a man. Say, you messed me up. You took Cupid out of my body. You took Gandharva out of my body. Now you did full puja to Gandharva. Now I had to put Gandharva back in my body and make me nice again. Because he ripped all my clothes, ripped all my garments, destroyed all my malas, my flower malas, my jewel malas. All my kajals worn off, all the kunkumans melted off. Oh, yes, Radharani, das. So Krishna becomes a das. He becomes a das on a das of Radharani. It's called Swadhina Bhatrika Bhav. So So Krishna has a dress Radharani. He doesn't know how to do it so well. Sometimes he puts Radharani's choy on, and then he starts painting her breast, and then he puts her choy on. He says, no, you go backwards. First you put the choy on, then you paint the top of the breast. You do it too low, the painting gets all finished up. Put the choy on. So you don't even know how to dress you properly, you stupid. First you put the choy on, then you paint my breast. So, the top part. Anyway, so this goes on, so that's why. Radha Kunda Bhagavan ki jai, Radharani ki jai. That's a really good question. Really, that means you're reading Leela and meditating Leela. That's very good. Very good question. Battery dead. That's right. Oh yeah. And another floor. That's right. Grandpa's moving in. Okay, Grandpa's save about. Okay, question. That's a good question there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now you turn on your brain.
Is there any philosophical difference between Madhvacharya's philosophy? Like, does he accept Radha and I heard? Because he's in our Guru Parampara. I'm thinking.
Question is asked, is there any philosophical difference between the Madhva Sampradaya and the Gaudiya Sampradaya? Basically, there's no similarity between the Madhva Sampradaya and the Gaudiya Sampradaya. But somehow or other, the acharyas like Kavi Karnapur and Gauragandesh Deepika and Bhadi Vijayabhushan and Prameya Ratnavali and Narahari Chakravarti Thakur in Bhakti Ratnakar and other places, they show a connection between the Gaudiya Sampradaya and Madhva Sampradaya. So it's generally understood that we're members of the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. But if you go on the internet, you'll see many articles written by the Madhva Sampradaya say, we have nothing to do with the Gaudiya Sampradaya. We have no connection, we have no similarity, we have nothing to do with Gaudiya Sampradaya. So the question is being asked, what is the philosophical similarities of Gaudiya Sampradaya and Madhva Sampradaya? The answer is, they worship Krishna, we worship Krishna. Madhva Sampradaya, Gaudiya Sampradaya both worship Krishna. And they both do Archana Marg, they follow Navavida Bhakti. That's it. What form of Krishna we worship? Vrindavan Sri Krishna. Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajay Chaitanya Sri Ram Vrindavanam. Ramya Kachidupasana Brajavadubhir Sakapita. Shrimad Bhagavatam Amalam Pranam Praya Pamartaman Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamadam Natacha Ardhara. So we worship Nandanandan and Krishna. They worship Udupi Krishna in Vaikuntha, and the desires to go to Vaikuntha and worship Krishna Vaikuntha in Dasirati. This is Madhvas. And Madhvas are only can be a Madhva follower if you're a Brahmin. You're born in a Brahmin family. And there's no Diksha mantra in Madhva Sampradaya except Brahma Gayatri. Brahma Gayatri usually Brahmin gets from Upanayana when he's married. At the time of marriage he gets a thread, he gets initiated in Brahma Gayatri by his Kula Guru or his father. They don't have Gopal mantra, they don't have Diksha mantra. And they think Radharani is an avatar. They reject Radharani.
How in our parampara, like Brahma and Madhvacharya?
Madhvacharya is said because there's 7 Chiranjeevs. Chira means long time, and Jiva means living life, living a long time. Ashwatthama Muni, Bali Maharaj, Hanuman, Kripacharya, Parashurama, Vibhishana, Vyasamuni. These are called the Sat Chiranjeevs. Ashwatthama Muni, Bali Maharaj, Hanuman, Kripacharya, Parashurama, Vibhishana, Vyasadeva. So Vyasadeva is one of those Chiranjeevs. He lives for thousands and thousands of years. So Vyasadeva is living in Himalayas in Vyasagufa. So 1200 years ago, Madhvacharya went to Vyasadeva and took Diksha from him. Brahma and Krishna Nishade, Brahma Nishade, Nara Nishade, Vyas Nishade, Madhvacharya, okay?
This is Gopal mantra.
Gopal mantra.
It's the Gopal
Krishna
mantra.
gave Gopal mantra. So I don't know, Madhvacharya, but in present day Madhvacharya, there's no Gopal mantra. It's a little questionable. Basically, because in Narahari Chakravarti's Bhakti Ratnakar, in the 5th chapter called Mathura Mandala, there's one verse towards the end of that chapter where he says, when people, because this book, Bhakti Ratnakar, was written about 1750, it was written during British time, not very long ago. It's a reputable book. He says, when people see the members of the Gaudiya Sampradaya, when people see Gaudiya Vaisnavas, they say, oh, here comes the members of the Nimananda Sampradaya. Nimananda Sampradaya. They don't say Brahmananda Sampradaya. That's in Bhakti Ratnakar. Nimananda. So Nimai means Nimai Pandit, Gauranga Mahaprabhu. But for official recognition, because it says there's 4 Sampradayas, 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas in the Kali Yuga. So Madhvas, Sri Sampradaya, Madhva Sampradaya, Vishnu Swami, Rudra Sampradaya. So you have to be one of those 4 Sampradayas, otherwise you're not considered bona fide. So somehow our Purvacharyas, they link the Gaudiyas with the Madhvas. The Madhvas themselves say, no, get out of here, no thanks. We need them, we want them to establish our legitimacy and establish that we're one of the Vaishnava Sampradayas. But the Madhvas say, no, get out of here, we don't want you. In our Bhagavatam, we have chapter 13 and 14. Brahma Mohan Lila and Brahma Stuti. They don't have, in the Bhagavatam and Madhvacharya, there's no Brahma Mohan Lila. There's no Brahma Mohan Lila in the Bhagavatam studied by the Madhva Sampradaya. Why? Because they say our Param Purush, our Jagat Guru, our Guru, our Sampradaya, Brahma Madhva Sampradaya, he can't become a Maya. He can't be Mohan, he can't be Maya. He's Sakshat, you said yourself. Yes, Sakshat Bhagavati. He's Bhagavan. How's he coming and bewildered by a coward boy and steal all the coward boys and cows? Brahmi Mohan. They don't accept that. They don't accept Radharani. Radharani doesn't exist. He's not sorry. There's Lakshmi Narayan, boss. So our Upasana, our Prayojana is different, our Upasana is different. Our Upasya and our Upasana is different. We worship Radha Krishna Vrindavan. They say they don't even accept Krishna's Leela in Vrindavan. They say that's some fairy tale made up by North Indian coward men. The Krishna's a hero. He's Krishna Kurukshetra and Krishna Dwarka. Moses acceptance. Krishna and Vrindavan just a bunch of fairy tales made up some coward men in UP. That's what I would say. They just romanticize some village guy, some village coward guy. They just, everyone wants a superhero, everyone wants a hero. So some villagers got together in UP and they made this hero figure, a blue guy, because they're all black in North India. So the hero's dark black also. The black coward boy falls in love with a golden girl. Princess, she's just a coward boy, falls in love with a princess, Vrishabhananda. So, Baladev Vidyabhushan, it was important for him to connect with the Brahma Sampradaya, because especially in Prameya Ratnavali, he explains the whole parampara. And then I asked my Guru Maharaj, Pandit Shri Krishna, I said, how do we connect with Brahma Sampradaya? He said, this comes down from our tradition. It's presented like that. By Baladev. Because when he went to establish, the Ramanandis wanted to seize the control of Govindaji worship in in Jaipur, because the Gaudiyas were doing it, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. And the Ramanandi sadhus, they prevailed upon the king of Jaipur. They said these Gaudiyas, they don't have any commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. And they worship Radharani, and they're not good, They're not a bona fide sampradaya. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas are not bona fide. They're not Sri Sampradaya, they're not Lakshmi Sampradaya, Ruja Sampradaya, etc. Sampradaya. So they're not bona fide. So then when Vibhushan went to Galta outside of Jaipur, he said, no, we're Brahma Madhva Sampradaya, here's our parampara. Because Madhavendra Puri took initiation from that Sampradaya, and Mahavendra Puri initiated Acharya, and Lakshmipati Tirtha was also in that Sampradaya, initiated Nityananda. So Nityananda and Vaidya were the two main gurus in the Gaudiya Sampradaya. They both took initiation in the Madhva Sampradaya, so that's our connection. So by Sampradaya, by Diksha, Parampara, we're a connection. But by Siddhanta and philosophy, there's no connection. Madhvacharya ki jai. Great Acharya. Another question? That question? There we go.
Radhe, what does it mean to faithfully serve a guru in Vishrambha Bhav? I have read in Hidden Path of Devotion that Vaidhi Bhakti disciple will sit lower and pray to Gurudev with folded palms. Gurudev, please give me an order. What service shall I do? On the other hand, a person possessing genuine greed will serve in mood, with no fear and no sense of difference. He will resolve, I am his, he is mine. Can you please explain?
Someone's asking a question about the relationship between Guru and Shishya, and the mood of seva bhava of the Shishya towards the Guru. Because in the description of Bhakti, 64 limbs of Bhakti, it says the fourth limb of Bhakti says Diksha Adi Shikshanam Vishrambena Guru Seva. So the Guru said, so the disciple, the devotees asking the question, he's describing about service in Vishrambha Bhav. Vishrambha Bhav. Vishrambha means intimacy, familiarity, mixed with respect. Respect is also always there. Respect because he's Sakshadari, Guru is Sakshadari, so there's always utmost respect and regard and worshipful mood. But the Vishrambha, this is true not only for Vaidhi for all disciples should have the mode of Vishrambha. As it says, it's a directive. This is a limb of Bhakti. This is how you're supposed to practice Bhakti. This Vaidhi Bhakti and Radha Bhakti both. Vishrambena Guru Seva. You serve the Guru means heartily. You serve the Guru heartily. Because there's three classes of devotees. First class devotee has Vishrambha Bhava. He serves the Guru without being asked. The Guru asks him to do anything. Obviously, he does that enthusiastically and promptly and as quickly as possible, and expertly as possible. That's first class devotee. The second class devotee, he serves the Guru, but not very heartfully. Okay, I'll do it. And the third class devotee, he maybe sometimes serves, sometimes doesn't. So the first class devotee, second class, he serves. If he's asked, he does service. The third class, if he's asked, he may serve, may not serve. And the first class serves without even being asked. That's what he's doing. So the more one has love and affection for the Guru, the more one knows what the Guru needs, because he's identifying with the Guru. Vishrambha means intimacy, means identifying with the heart and body and mind of the Guru. So you know the needs of the Guru, you know the wants of the Guru. So what was the question? That was it.
So, what does it mean to faithfully serve a Guru in Vishwambhava?
Yeah, that's what I said. Faithfully, every devotee should faithfully serve like that. But the devotees have different mentalities. Not everybody has the same. Devotees have different mentalities and different chemistry. So not everybody has the same emotional feelings towards the Guru or the same bhav towards the Guru. It's individual. So you have to follow your own feelings. Like some people are very personal and want to be around the Guru all the time. Some people, you're there, I'm here, that's good. You know, they keep a distance. They're different moods and different ideas. So everyone has to adjust their relationship with the Guru. But the one that serves, there's two kinds of service, Paricharya Seva and Prasanga Seva. The Paricharya Seva means personally serving the Guru, washing his clothes, cooking, everything like that. Cooking for him, different things. And Parisanga means following the orders and studying Shastra, practicing Bhakti Bhajan. So, Vishrambha is rare devotees are Vishrambha. Because Vishrambha means the devotee has to be pure at heart to begin with, has to be non-envious, and actually have a lot of respect and appreciation for Guru. Otherwise, you can't imitate being Vishrambha. Vishrambha comes automatically. The Vishrambha bhav towards Guru comes automatically due to appreciation of the Guru, respect for the Guru, and great gratitude towards the Guru, what the Guru has given, and respect for what the Guru represents. And there's a feeling of oneness with the Guru. It's individual. It's very rare, actually, Vishrambha Seva. Most people keep their safe, free space, you know. Live and let live. Guru, you're there, I'm here, that's good. Anyway, no good, no problem. What time is it? What time is it? 5:30. Question, sleep more, you're sleepy. He's going, his eyes are totally sleepy. Hey, my friend back there, you have any questions?
I wonder what should a sadhaka do when he kind of hits a brick wall in his bhajan and feels like he's facing certain anarthas for years and years and can't get over them? What should his mood be? What should he or she do in that kind of situation?
What should the devotee do that's been practicing for some years, but he's still harassed by same anarthas? It's an interesting question you say, because in Jiva Goswami Sandarbha and other places, he says that those anarthas which are difficult to give up by our own endeavor can easily be given up by devotion to Guru. So the answer to your question is increase your relationship with your Guru, increase your devotion and bhakti for your Guru, and increase your awareness of your Guru. Bring your Guru closer into your life, closer into your mind, closer into your heart. Shrink the distance between you and Guru. Bring the Guru closer into your mind, closer into your heart, closer into your life. And then those anarthas that are difficult to be given up can be given up by that ingress of Guru's Kriya, which will come by as you move closer to Him. His mercy will become more profound in your life. This is teaching of Jiva Goswami. He specifically says that's the value of Diksha. Diksha, because we can practice Bhakti Bhajan on our own. If Krishna appears in your heart, He gives you Bhakti, you have Bhakti. Because Krishna gives Bhakti, your Guru gives Bhakti. Generally, we find that people get Bhakti first before they get Guru. Most people, before they get Guru, are practicing Bhakti. How they got Bhakti? Krishna gave Bhakti. Bhakti is self-manifest. Bhakti is independent, self-manifest. Bhakti is Krishna's Ladni Shakti, and some of its Shakti is Krishna's Shaktis. So Krishna gives it. That's why that verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Brahmanda Brahmante Kam Bhagavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasadi Bhai Bhakti Adabish Pai means receive. Receive bhakti from Krishna Guru. Generally, first Krishna gets bhakti. Who he gets bhakti to? Kon Bhagavan. Kon Bhagavan. Kon Bhagavan. Who is that? We don't know. You, him. I got it. My brother didn't get it. My mother didn't get it. My other cousin didn't get it. I got it. Okay, lucky me. So it says Bhagavan Yicha. It's Yajitya, the free Bhagavan, Swatantra Bhagavan. He gives it to you, he doesn't give it to you. So you got bhakti and you got Diksha from Guru. So Jiva Goswami says, he specifically writes it, he says, one of the purposes of Diksha is to get an extra power, extra mercy of Guru, which removes the anarthas that we can't remove on our own. So if you've got a Guru and you're practicing, you can still anarthas, it means your Guru is not very prominent in your life. You're not the one who can answer that question yourself. It's not my business. But to answer your questions, the Guru has to become. You have to bring the Guru closer to your heart, closer to your mind, closer to your body. Maybe you should go see him sometime. Maybe you should go talk to him or send an email or whatever, Zoom meeting or counsel or chat or whatever. Guru is the essential element to success. Most devotees fail in bhakti because sambandha with the Guru is not good. I'll repeat that because my voice isn't too good. I had a stroke 2 years ago. Most devotees fail in bhakti sadhana because of improper relationship with Guru. They make Guru bhakti. They make aparad the Guru, and that's not aparad. So you're saying no, you're getting nowhere because you're making one side you're offending Guru, the other side you're chanting Lakaday. You're making offenses. So nam is aparad. Radha means pleasure. Aparad means against the pleasure. Nam is unhappy. Nam is not happy. So you're not getting any fruit. Nam follow, you're not getting. So Guru is very essential. Is that okay? Nice question, very good question. Thoughtful question, important question. Helpful question for many people. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Maharaj, when we go to preach, for example, Harinam Sankirtan, so it's like participating in Gaudiya Lila. But it is said that if you want to meditate on Krishna Lila, you should sit and lean down and be in guidance of your devotees, like in Jabasis. So is it possible to, how to say, what is best way to sit in Vrindavan and meditate, or to preach Harinam Sankirtan like outside Vrindavan, and in the same time meditate to Krishna Lila?
Question is asked, what's the best thing to do? Stay in Vrindavan and meditate around Krishna Lila, or go out of Vrindavan and do Harinam Sankirtan? The best thing to do is to please your Guru. Yasya prasad, Bhagavad prasad, Yasya prasad, Nagati Katobi. Nagati Katobi, you get nothing. Nagati Katobi means no goal, no destination, you get nothing. Nishval. Being a Guru, Toshan Bhakti Nishval. Without the pleasure of Guru, your Bhakti is Nishval. So ask your Guru, what should I do? The Guru is called Prabhu. Prabhu Datta Desh. Prabhu Datta Desh. Desh means a place given by my Guru. Gurudev, where should I live and do bhajan? You should live in Moscow and sell books. Haribol. Do Anand Sankirtan. Come to St. Petersburg, you go on Anand Sankirtan in the winter time. It's swimming below zero. Very good. Hare Krishna. That's the sequel to the other gentleman's question about anarthas. You're close to your Guru, you don't have to answer that question. You're close to Guru, you know what you're supposed to, you know you're doing right. I asked a question once in Vyasa Puja. I gave a talk on Vyasa Puja in Vrindavan ISKCON, 1990. 90 years on, long ago. Long ago. I said we should add, the proper disciples should every time ask himself every day, would Prabhupada be pleased with what I'm thinking right now? Would Prabhupada be pleased with what I'm doing right now? Would Prabhupada be pleased by what I'm saying right now? Would Prabhupada be pleased with what I'm planning to do right now? If the answer is no, 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 you're in bad trouble. On Rag Marg, we have 3 questions. On Rag Marg, we have 3 questions. Where is Radharani right now? Where are Radha and Krishna right now? What Leela are they doing? And what is my service there? These are the 3 questions in Rag Marg. Where are Radha and Krishna right now? What Leela are they doing? And what is my seva in that Leela? So you ask yourself, I'm seeing Radha Kunda, bathing in Radha Kunda, dreaming of mukti. Gurudev, is this a good thing to do? And Gurudev says, dream mukti? We don't want mukti. We want praying seva Radharani Charan. You have funny questions sometimes. At least you have questions, that's a good thing.
I mean, is it possible that in the same time be in Gaudiya Lila and in Krishna Lila at the same time?
Question is it possible to be in Gaudiya Lila and Krishna Lila at the same time? Definitely. Look at the 6 Goswamis, what they do. 6 Goswamis were in Gaudiya Lila, and they met their Seva Sadak Rupena, Sirupena Chatri. The 6 Goswamis were in Gaudiya Lila. Lord Chaitanya told Rupan Stan, go to Vrindavan, establish mandirs, write Bhakti Shastra Likana, write Bhakti Shastra, Lupta Mandir Prakad, reveal the hidden murtis of Vrindavan, and preach bhajan, sadhana bhakti bhajan, prachar. So they were in Gaudiya Lila, and they're writing about Dan Keli Kamudi, Dan Keli Chintani, and they're writing all about Krishna Lila, Natsaka Lila, they're meditating on Lila, they're Siddhanta, the Rupa Mantri. Like our Guru Maharaj said, because some Gaudiyas, they say they have 3 bodies. They have one sadhak group, they have one body in Gaudiya Lila, one body in Krishna Lila. My Gurudev told me, he said, because I asked him, what's my body in Gaudiya Lila? Because most sadhakas in Gaudiya Sampradaya, they talk about a Gaur Nitya Kishore Brahman, but no one gets Siddha Pranali in a Gaurdeya. They talk about it, but what they don't, no one gives, this is your name, this is your father's name, your mother's name, this is your wife's name, this is your place of seva, this is your seva, this is your srup. They don't give that. They give Siddha Pranali and Sakhiru. And Lord Chaitanya talked about Gopi Deya. He said Gopi Baba Angikar. All Goswamis talk about Gopi Deya. Seva Sakhiru in one roop, not it's singular roop and Siddha Roop and Sadhak Roop. One roop and Siddha, Gopi, and one roop and Sadhak. So my Gurudev, so I asked him, I said, what is my Gaur Srup? He said, this is your Gaur Srup. Mahanidhi Swami, Mahanidhi Madan Gopal Das is your Gaur Srup. This is you're in Gaudiya Lila now. You're studying Bhagavatam, you're doing Harinam Sankirtan, you're doing Pravachan, you're doing Parikramana, you're worshiping Gurus, taking Snan, everything the Goswamis did. Whatever Raghunath Das Goswami did, I'm also doing in a small way, very small way. The same activities, taking Snan in Radha Kunda, and doing Parikramana Radha Kunda, studying Bhagavatam, speaking Hari Katha, doing Harinam Sankirtan, Satsang, Thakurji Puja, Giraj Puja, Giraj Puja. So in our line, in our way to Bhagavatam, practically speaking, where's the Gaur Srup? There's no Gaur Srup. It's just Gaur Srup is a sadhak group. So right now you're in Gaudiya Lila, and you're reading Govinda Lilamrita, and bathing in Radha Kunda, hanging for mukti. So if you go to Moscow and you go on Harinam Sankirtan, that's Gaudiya Lila. So you read Gaudiya Lila, and you sit down at night, you read Askaya Lila, meditate on Askaya Lila, then you're in Krishna Lila. Any Prabhupada is always in two worlds. He's always in the world of Gauranga and always in the world of Radha Krishna. We live in two worlds. We live in Gauranga's world. Sadhana Bhakti is Gauranga's world. And Sadhya Bhakti is Radha Krishna's world. Sadhana Bhakti and Sadhya Bhakti, the goal. Prayojan. We don't live in a Maya Jagat. We don't live in Maya Jagat. We don't have anything to do with it. We're just passing through. We don't have any attachments here. We don't have anything here. I have some property in Radha Kunda. Like one Brijvasi devotee joined Prabhupada in 1975. And he said, Prabhupada, you just gave a lecture about the Bhagavatam, Chinadapi, what is that? Being attacked, Bhomejadi, Kanape,
Kunapetri Dhatuke,
Kanape Chidadake.
Padi Kalatradi Shubhomajit.
Yeah, Bhomejadi. He probably gave a whole lecture. You should not be attached to your place of birth. Moscow, Russia. Oh, it's so beautiful in winter, snow. You should not be attached to your place of birth. So he gave this whole lecture about you should not be attached. So the way raised hand, he said, Prabhupada, you said we should not be attached to our place of birth. But I'm born in Nandagram, in Vrindavan. And I thought that our goal is to go live in Vrindavan. He said, that doesn't apply to you. If you're attached to Radha Kunda, that's not the material world. Attachment to the material world is Maya, that gives you rebirth. But attachment to Radha Kunda gives you prem siddhi, gives you perfection of prem. Attached to Radha Kunda and Krishna Samadhyan, Radha Krishna Samadhyan Leela. So we don't have anything in this material world. What do we have in this material world? Nothing. You shouldn't live in the material world, you should live in the spiritual world. What do we do? Our sleeping is sadhana bhakti also. If we're at the level of Bhava, when we dream, we'll see Krishna. We're not at the level of Bhava, so we're dreaming, we're just dreaming. It's a tamagun, our dreams are tamagun. But resting the body is sadhana bhakti. The resting for seva, it's all part of sadhana. So sadhana bhakti is transcendental. Bhakti is transcendental activity. It's Davi, what is that verse? Davi Shiguramayi. Davi Shakti. Spiritual energy, we're in the spiritual energy. Yeah. Davi Shakti. Davi, thank you. Davi and Prakriti Mashita. We're taking shelter of Davi Prakriti, spiritual energy. So we're living in transcendence, we just have to realize it. That's the difference between a Bhava Bhakti and a sadhaka, and a practice and a sadhaka. Bhava Bhakti sees the apricot Leela of Krishna right now in Vrindavan. We don't see it. We don't have Bhava. Krishna's Leela is going on right now. Krishna is leaving, he left. It's almost 6 o'clock. Krishna's bathing in Pavan Sarovara. Radharani is coming over there, climbing a watchtower to look at him. Radharani goes to bathe on one side of Pavan Sarovara. Krishna's bathing on the other side of Pavan Sarovara. Radharani is bathing with Chatila and Kotila and all the Sakhis. And on the other side, Pavan Sarovara is very big. Krishna's bathing with Nanda Baba and Balaram and Subal and Shriyan. Everybody's over there. So Krishna sees, he can smell Radharani's fragrance of her body. Oh, Radharani's on the other side here. It's a very big kund, it's very big. In those days. So Krishna says, let's play a game. Krishna says to Sridhar and Subal, Balaram, let's play a game. See who can dive under the water, stay under the water longest. So one guy goes down and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, comes up, okay, 20 seconds. Another guy goes up, 2 minutes. So Krishna says, let me get a turn. So Krishna goes under the water Then he swims all the way over the other side, underwater, like a submarine. Like when he becomes Matsya Avatar, you know. Krishna Sarvavatari. Krishna Sarvavatari becomes Matsya. He swims under, all the way under, all the way so fast as lightning, like fast as a dolphin. You know, a dolphin goes so fast. Goes under the pond stroller, and he sees Radharani's golden legs, and then he becomes Krishna. Starts pulling her legs and playing with her and stuff like that. Right. The Rupa Manji, Rati Manji, Tulsi Manji are standing the other side of Radharani, and they see it, and they see that the water around where Radharani was standing, the water was all golden. And then all of a sudden now it's green color. And how it became green? Because they look closer and oh, Krishna's blue sapphire effulgence is mixing in Radharani's golden effulgence, and blue and gold make green. So it's green. Krishna's under there. So the Mantris are looking at Radharani's bobs up and Radharani. Later on they tell the Sakhis what happened. It's a fun lesson. And they're, where's Krishna? Where's he gone? It's been 5 minutes, you know, where is he? And they're really worried because, hi! Big smile on his face, you know. So, where were you? I was just under the water. Couldn't find you. We were worried. We thought you died. So that's going on right now. You can see it. You can't see it. We have Bob. You can see. You can sit in Java and start laughing. Rupa Goswami is sitting in Sevakunj 500 years ago, meditating on the Leela of Radharani picking flowers. Radharani's picking flowers, reaching up in a kadamba tree. There's a flower just beyond the reach, and Krishna ran up in the tree unseen and stepped on the branch and made the branch go down. Radharani grabbed on the branch and grabbed the flower, and Krishna took his leg on the branch, and it went flying up in the air, and Radharani was scared. She's holding on the branch. Sham. And Sham invisibly ran down the tree and said, now Radharani's hanging on the tree about 5 feet off the ground, with her petticoat, everything hanging out, and Krishna's looking up like this. And Radharani's saying, Lalita, Vishaka, help me, Sakhi, help me. What do I do? They say, just let go. I said, no, I let go. The shark is down there. That black snake is down there going to bite me, you know. So you have no choice, you know. So he goes, Krishna grabs her. So Rupa Goswami is meditating, he had his closed eyes, he was meditating, he's seeing an apricot lila. And some lame Vaishnava came there, with a broken leg or bad body. And he paid obeisance to Rupa Goswami, and he was getting out, Rupa Goswami, Rupa Goswami's laughing. The guy got it, said, what is he laughing? Rupa Goswami was laughing at me. He took offense and he went away. So it's whole Leela, you know, then Son Goswami solved it and all that stuff. So Rupa Goswami was seeing apricot Leela. So this is real living in Vrindavan. So now we read Leela, we close our eyes, we try to meditate and remember it. Slowly. We get some vision. What time is it?
5:51.
5:51. 9 minutes more. Okay. That's slow hand raising. Okay.
My question is about meditation on Gora Astakalya Lila, because I find it very difficult to meditate on Gora Astakalya Lila. I don't know why, but because when I meditate on Goranga and Nityananda, I pray, please give me Manjari Baba. I can't meditate on this Gora Astakalya Lila. I find it very difficult. So what to do is we must meditate on Gora Astakalya Lila before Radha Krishna Astakalya Lila, because I directly meditate on
The
that.
question is asked, is it necessary to meditate on Gora Astakalya Lila before you meditate on Radha Krishna Astakalya Lila? It has become the practice since 1870 or 1880, when Siddha Krishnas wrote Gaur Govinda Gutika. It has become a practice in the Gaudiya Sampradaya to do parallel meditations, meditating Gauraskaruda and Krishnaskaruda. That if your guru gives you that method of bhajan, you must follow that method of bhajan. But the main thing is that you can't attain Radha and Krishna without the mercy of Gauranga and Nityananda. So we're Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Generally, all Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they chant mantras to Gauranga and Nityananda, and they sing kirtan to Gauranga and Nityananda. They have Gaur Artik, and they read Chaitanya Mangal, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So they're doing, in other words, if you ignore Nityananda and Lord Gauranga as a Gaudiya Vaishnava, there's no chance you're going to get Radha Krishna. That's a fact. So the extent that you worship Gauranga, Nityananda, or Vaita, whatever, depends on your parivar you're in and what your guru teaches you. My Gurudev told me, for example, he said, because we don't study the Gutika system, but he said you have to meditate on Gaur Lila. But he told me I could meditate. There's a book also by Sri Krishnadas called Bhavana Sarasangra, which we happen to publish. And there's a small Gaur Lila there. It's called Gaur Chandrika. Gaur Chandrika means moonbeams that light up the path to Radha Krishna. Astakai Lila is a little Lila of Lord Chaitanya. So he said you can read this and meditate on this. We chant mantras to Gauranga, we chant Java, Panchava mantra Java, and we worship Gauranga and Nityananda. We do Yoga Pit Puja, Navadi Yoga Puja. We do so much puja to Gauranga. We're Gaudiya Vaishnavas, so because we're aligned with Gaudiya Vaishnavas in a proper Gaudiya Vaishnava parivar, that's sufficient to get the mercy of Gauranga. So that's what we do, our line. The Guru gives the method of bhajan is given by Guru, so you follow the Guru, you have success. This is always the way. One man's bhajan is different than another man's bhajan. You have to be true to your Guru and follow your Guru in all circumstances. Jai Guru. Jai Baba. Yeah. Trikama. Jai. Oh, thank you. Mango Vice, my favorite candy. Thank you.
This Diksha.
Huh?
This Diksha, Manito, no, this Diksha. This gave me Madhuguri.
Okay, thank you. I'll give to the kids.
So for now, when I chant before, I simply pray to the master of
Yeah, bhajanas.
Because I don't know.
Yeah, Bhavana Sarasangra.
Yes.
Read the Gaur Lila, beginning each Lila. And chant Gauranga mantra, Panchava mantra. What's the Panchava mantra? Huh? No. We have different one. Shri Gauranga Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra, Radha Shiva, Shri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, and so we chant. What is Panchava mantra? Shri Gauranga Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra, Shivasi, Shri Gauranga Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra, Radha Shiva Sari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Didi, Krishi Didi, candy time, mango bites. You got some? Mango bites. Hey kids.
Yes, they like.
See them now, man. Those are your kids. How many kids you got?
This artist art.
Vrindavan.
Oh, this is temple. Artist art.
What?
Artist started.
inside,
Prasad.
Arati.
Aarti, Aarti.
Oh, sure.
Going parikrama, Monday temple.
How you frequently go?
Monday Radha Kunda parikrama, temple Aarti.
Oh yeah, you go all there. I see.
Every temple, Gopinath, Madan,
Right.
Radha Gopan,
Very good.
Radha Damodar, Radha Vinod. It's 9 o'clock coming.
Wow. Radha Damodar.
Kirtan.
Yeah, that's the best. You got it.
Radhe, Radhe.
Right. Right.
I'll take 3 for these 2. They're being lazy.
Okay. That's right. Okay. Well, these guys, you got those guys. Yeah, these are kids. Big kids, little kids. You sound good. Thank you, Jay. Any more questions? I think it's time anyway. When's your brother coming?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any questions? No questions. Next question? You speak it, man. You read.
I cannot understand question. Sorry.
Okay.
Somebody writing, please call me.
Hindi?
No, there is other. Some comment. Please call me. Was some comment. It's other thing. Just.
Are Radha, Krishna and Balaram one and expand, manifest into different their forms and names? Can you ask please, because it mentions this in Ananga Manjari Samputika. Are they one and they expand? It is into different forms like Radha, Krishna and Balaram.
Someone's quoting a book by Ramchandra Gosai called Ananga Manjari Samputika, a particular point of ontological truth, tattva, Bhagavad Tattva. What is the point?
Yes, are they one and they expand into different their forms?
Who's they?
Radha, Krishna and Balaram.
Yeah, there are some. This book is not widely accepted as a proper praman. This book is popular in Nityananda Prabhupada, Ananga Manjari Samputika. There are some good points in it, but there are some weird points, and that's one of them. Radharani is Radharani. It has nothing to do with Balaram. So there's some Siddhanta rerude there. Some confusing Siddhantas there in Ananga Manjari Samputika, which are not in agreement with the Six Goswamis' teachings. So we can't fully endorse Ananga Manjari Samputika. But there are some nice points. The book, no book is entirely wrong. It's basically got some good points in the book about manjaris and whatnot. But some of these points that talk about Balaram and Radharani, they're not acceptable to the Goswamis. Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe, Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe.